They called his tank a tin can, a fragile M5A1 Stuart, thin-skinned and lightly armored, sitting alone in the frozen valley of northern Luxembourg on December 16, 1944, waiting for a storm it could never hope to withstand. The M5A1 Stuart was fast, reliable, and spirited, but its armor was so thin that most American tankers respected it, yet almost none truly trusted it against German heavy armor. But what if this so-called tin can did the unthinkable? What if, on one brutal winter morning, it destroyed 9 German tanks in a single engagement? What happened next became one of the most astonishing armored actions of the war. Yet few have ever heard this forgotten story. We turn back to December 16, 1944, near the town of Hosingen, where the German army unleashed its massive counteroffensive now known as the Battle of the Bulge. German panzer divisions surged through the Ardennes, overwhelming thin American lines and driving deep toward key road junctions. And in the middle of this chaos, a single Stuart sat hidden in a frost-covered valley, its crew unaware they were hours from fighting for their lives. The man at the center of this stand was First Lieutenant Robert Hayes, just 24 years old, known for calm instincts, quick decisions, and uncanny accuracy with the Stuart's 37mm gun. He served in the 38th Cavalry Recon Squadron, a lightly equipped reconnaissance force never meant to engage tanks head-on. His crew of 5, Donovan, Malloy, Briggs, Jefferson, and Hayes, formed a close-knit team in their thin-armored M5A1. American units across this sector were stretched thin, occupying temporary and weak defensive lines not designed to withstand a massive assault. At 5:30, the German attack began, thunderous artillery, advancing armor, and infantry columns pushing through the quiet winter dawn. A chilling message crackled over the radio. Enemy armor approaching Hosingen. Possibly an entire Kampfgruppe. Hayes' orders were simple yet impossible. Delay enemy armor, hold as long as possible, and buy time for reinforcements. By 7:40, mist still clung to the trees, and the frozen ground vibrated faintly under distant engine noise. In the cramped interior, Briggs whispered, "Feels like the forest is waiting." Hayes replied quietly, "Not for long." By 8:10, dark shapes emerged through the drifting fog, German tanks. 4 Panzer IVs, 2 Panthers, and infantry half-tracks appeared, an entire armored spearhead bearing down on Hosingen. Hayes steadied his binoculars. "Wait for 300 yards, he ordered. Close range was their only chance. The Stuart fired, striking the first Panzer IV's side armor and filling the valley with smoke. A second round tore into another Panzer's track, immobilizing it. But now the Germans had spotted the Stuart. A Panzer shell slammed into the embankment beside them, showering the tank with ice and dirt. Briggs maneuvered the Stuart wildly as shells screamed overhead, the thin armor rattling with every near miss. The 2 Panthers pushed ahead, confident in their heavy armor, momentarily exposing their flanks. Hayes fired under a Panther's turret ring, the one known weak point, setting the heavy tank ablaze. The second Panther's track shattered, leaving it stuck and firing blindly. German infantry advanced through the trees, now less than 200 yards away, while mortars hammered the Stuart's surroundings. 2 more German vehicles, a Panzer IV and a Stu G3, debouched from the ridge, increasing the pressure. Tanks approached from 3 sides, infantry closed in, and mortars landed closer and closer. Hayes whispered, "It always was too many." He gave the order no one expected, "Driver, we attack." A stunned silence followed, then grim acceptance. The Stuart roared out of its hiding place, charging straight into the German formation before they could react. A 37mm round ripped through the Stu G's thin side armor, setting it ablaze instantly. A Panzer IV tried to traverse its turret, too slow. The Stuart's shot ignited its ammunition in a fireball. German machine guns, mortars, and tank cannons poured fire into the Stuart's path, every second a gamble with death. Hayes took cover behind a ruined farmhouse and noticed a narrow hedgerow lane, too tight for heavy tanks. He positioned the Stuart inside, creating a funnel where German tanks could only approach one at a time. The first Panzer IV entered the lane. The Stuart fired straight through the driver's visor, dropping it immediately. The next Panzer forced past the wreck. Hayes crippled it, then destroyed it with a second shot. Then the Panther appeared, massive, heavily armored, seemingly unstoppable. Hayes waited, then fired directly under the turret ring, jamming it and igniting the engine deck. The last Panzer IV hesitated behind the burning Panther. Hayes struck its road wheels, then its fuel tanks. A German-captured French Hotchkiss appeared next. Hayes fired once, destroying it instantly. The second Stu G3 crept forward, its long 75mm gun searching for the Stuart. Hayes ordered a charge. The Stuart lunged forward as a Stu G shell scraped its engine deck. A heat round punched through the top armor and detonated violently inside the assault gun. A crippled Panzer IV struggled to traverse its turret, its last attempt to kill the Stuart. Hayes fired one final AP round, piercing the turret base. The last Panzer died in a plume of smoke. The valley fell quiet, strewn with burning German armor and the shattered remains of an entire spearhead. Reinforcements from the 28th Infantry arrived, stunned to find a single battered Stuart surrounded by 9 destroyed enemy tanks. Lieutenant Hayes received the Distinguished Service Cross. His crew received silver and bronze stars. A tin can had fought like a giant,